welcome back to Daily Akari. Today we're doing number 464 through 469. This one's by Blue Nature. I haven't seen that name before. What else? Eliminations around here. Let's see. We probably have enough information here to make a decision, but I don't know. I really don't know, actually. If it's all of these, then okay, it can't be all three of these, which means it has to be this one. Okay, that was a misclick there. This can only be lit up by itself. This can also only be lit up by itself. And then we can't have both of these. So it's either this one and the, hang on. It has to be one of these corners. So there's 3 lights left in this square. And then both on the side. What difficulty is this? Medium. So it can be here and here, and then here. Or it's here and here and here. If it's both of these, then it's this. And then it can be like either of these. I don't know, is there a way I can prove that, like, let's see, this one can be lit up. If this goes here, we could just have 3 in a row. But if this were to go here, and then this wouldn't be able to go here. If this were to go here, then I don't think anything could light this up. Okay, so that gives us that, which tells us this and that, and then one left here. And there's only one way these can all be lit up. But how? If this were to go in the middle, then we could just have here and here, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Because there can only be one solution anyway. Let's be lit up by one of these two. This can't go here and here as to not make these two conflict with each other. Let's see, we could have these two go here. This would go here, but then there would be nothing to light this up. So this means that has to go there, and then this has to be lit up by that. This has to be lit up by that. That goes there, and we're done. 2 minutes, 54 seconds, perfect score. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Number 465, Medium by Condor Talon. Let's just start off with all the corner eliminations, then I'll do all the identicals. But these has to be that. Which leaves one here. Any more corner eliminations I'm not seeing? There's one here. Oh, there's only one left here, and then one there. Corner elimination here. And then here. Alright, now I'm gonna go for identicals. Are there any more identicals? Not seeing any. Alright. There's only one left here. It's one here, one there. And then 2 here, one here, one here, one here. This one is concerningly easy so far. If this whole thing were blue, then we would see one here, one here, one here. That's fine. Yep. What else? If this were blue, this would go here, this would go here, and this would go here, which would block this off. It would leave one against a 2. So that means our vitals are this one and this one, I think. Yeah. So that eliminates all these. Doesn't really tell me anything else though. If this whole thing were blue, then we would have here and here, here and here. That would be blocked off. So that means our vitals are these two. What other information can I piece together here? If this column were blue, then we would see here, 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 and that's fine. Let's say if the top row were blue, we would see here and here. And then this would go here, and this would be blocked off. So that means our vitals are here and here, I think, for the top row. Which puts this here and this here. And then these two are in agreement with each other, which means eliminate all these, which puts one here, one here. This can only be lit up by itself. These two are identical. I can't be both of these, because then this would go here, and then this would be blocked off. So this goes here, which puts this 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 here. And we're done. 4 minutes, 21 seconds, perfect score. Moving on to number 466 by Daily Akane. This one's a hard puzzle on April 16th. Oh, that's a cute little face. Just starting off with some basic corner eliminations. No. No what? I feel like we can eliminate corners on this. Yeah. Oh wait, there's corner eliminations on the twos. Brain don't wanna work. Let's see. Do we have a loop? So we have these two. I don't know. I don't think we have a loop here. About these two. No, I'm not seeing any loops. But we do have some twos that line up. So this to this to this to this. Alright, if this bottom row were blue, then this would go here and this would go here, and then these two would conflict with each other. So that makes any of these four vitals. if one of these sides were blue, then we would see. Let's look at the right side. This would go here. This would go here, and these would also conflict. So that eliminates these. Okay, if it's these two, then this goes here, and then we have only one where there's a 2. So that means it can't be both of these, which means it has to be this. And I think these two are in agreement with each other. Which means, yeah, we get to eliminate all of these, which leaves 2 here and 1 here. Oh shoot, how do we light this up? Oh no. Did I screw up somehow? Let's get those corner eliminations back. Was that all of them? I swear there were more. Okay, now let's look at that again. So if it's both of these two, then this goes here, and then we only have 2. So yeah, it has to go here. And then that means, oh wait, no, because this one's still open. Okay, so I can't eliminate the whole top row. Unless, wait, no, if either of these are blue, then okay, I think we can eliminate everything except these 2 and this. So, because if either of these are blue, the other one's also blue from this, and then that puts this here, and then there would only be 1 against 2, so eliminate all these, which puts 1 here. This would go here, this would go here, this would go here, and there will be 1 left. Okie dokie. Let me put back these eliminations that I found earlier. I'm not going to bother double checking them right now. I'm too out of it. I'm in too much pain from like my teeth. It's been part of the reason I've been off my upload grind. What else? This can be lit up by a bunch of things. This can't go here, because if it did, this would have to be lit up by itself, which would be impossible. But can't prove the same over here. Oh, and also if it were to go here, there would be nothing to light this one up. Okay, let's look. If it's any of these 4, then this would go here, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here, and these 2 would be in conflict. So I can eliminate all of these 4. And I think that also eliminates this one. Yeah, it does. these two, then this could go here, and that's fine. Why do I do this? Why do I do this to myself? Okay, can't be both these, can't be both of these. If we were to see a light here, this would have to go here. This would have to be lit up by that, and then this would have to be lit up by any of these three. I'm trying to imagine if more rows or columns were blue, because that has been a very useful strategy. Say this whole thing were blue, then you actually don't have too much to work with. Alright, already I can prove not here, because then there would be nothing to light this up, which means this has to be lit up by that. And can it be these two? If it's these two, then it's these two. And that blocks off this one completely. So this has to go here, which means this has to go here. 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 There's one left here. This has to go here. Block those off. This has to go here. This has to go here. Now it's coming together. Corner illumination here. Can't be both of these, so this has to be there. One left here. Can't go here. There's one left here. One left here. Two left here. Can't go here. This has to be lit up by that. This goes here. One left here. One left here. Okay, now this has to be lit up by that. This has to be lit up by that. And we're done. Alright. 10 minutes, 25 seconds, 94%. Alright. Moving on to 467. A hard puzzle by Monica. Goes to a Twitter link, I guess. I don't like twitter.com. It's evil. I'm on Fediverse and Blue Sky at the same time because I'm a Waffron user. Okay, has to be one of these two. And then, I think it has to be one of these two or one of these two. Because, yeah, we can't have both on the sides. So that eliminates all of these. And I think all of these as well. And this. Okay, and that gives us corner illuminations here. This has to be one of these two. It doesn't tell us very much though. There's some corner illuminations here and here. If this whole row were blue, then one of these would, then these two would conflict with each other. So that eliminates all of these. Can't be these two, can't be these two, so here and here and here. These two are in agreement. Can't be these two, can't be these two, has to be this and that. Alright. And can't be these two, set here, and these two are in agreement, so eliminate everything between. Corner elimination here. Don't forget those. What else? I was making pretty fast progress, and now the well is run dry. Let's imagine if this column were blue. This would go here. This would go here. Oh, wait, this has to be lit up by that. Okay. That's something I wasn't seeing. Which leaves one here. One here. Corner elimination here. My tooth hurts. Ah. Or I guess where my teeth used to be. Ah. Oh, I think we have a loop here. It's this here, this here, this here, this here, this here, this here. And we're done. Alright. 3 minutes, 21 seconds, perfect score. On to Saturdays by Mrs. Dot. A very hard puzzle. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long because I'm tired. And I gotta go to the city tomorrow. For Puyo and Tetris purposes. Shoot. Come on. Can't go here because that would put 2 against 1. Anything else like that? Can't go here. Can't go here. And can't go here. Alright, what would also make that a problem? Like, what would make this blue and this blue at the same time? We've got 2 corner eliminations here against the 2. I'm not seeing any identicals. I think we can prove neither of these, because then there would be nothing to light up the pit next to it. Same goes on the other side. Which means it's this or this, and this or this, and then it's this or this, and this or this. And does that mean if any of these sides were blue, that we would see like a cross here? So let's say this row here were blue, then this would go here, and this would go here. This would go here, and this would go here. And then this would go here, and this would go here. And then we would see 2 against 1 here. Which means that, yeah, I think these are vitals in that case, but yeah, we've got some proofs. gives us a corner illumination here, and here, and here. Is there one more? Like for a total of 4? Or were they? I don't think so. If this were to go here, this would go here, and then there would be nothing to light this up, so that can't go there. And if this, if this were to go here, there would be nothing to light either of these up, so it can't go here. This could go here, and this could go here, and that's fine. Oh, we have a corner illumination here. And here. What other information can I uncover? I can't go here is to not do that. It can go here and here, or here and here. Wait, no, it can't go here and here, because then that would block off this one. And it can't go here and here, so how do we fill this up? This can go here and here, and I think that's fine. We would see one here and one here. Can't be both of these because it has to be one of these. But it also can't be neither of these. So it has to be precisely one of these. So if this were to go here, this would go here. This would not be here, and it would have to be. This would have to be lit up by this. And then this would go here, because it's the only one left. And I think that works out. I might just do that without a complete proof, because it's the only way I'm seeing how we would be able to do it. If this were to go here, this would go here. If this were to go here, this would go here. This wouldn't be lit up. This would have to go here. Nah, there's 2 ways it can work in the middle there, so I'm not going to try anything yet. Oh wait, this has to be lit up by itself. I can't believe I didn't see that. And same over here. All right, if this were to go here, this could go here. That's fine. If this were to go here, this would go here, and this would go here. This would go here. This would go here. It all seems fine. What am I missing? What if I tried to put it in this corner here? Not very useful to look at, but I'll do it anyway. This would go here, this would go here, this would go here. This would go here, and that doesn't tell me anything. Wait, this would go here. I don't take too much looking ahead for what it's worth to prove that it's not there. I mean, I know it's not going to be here, but, like, I don't feel like finding the proof. What about, okay, this corner would actually be useful to prove. If this were to go here, then this would go here, 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 and this would go here. I don't know. I don't know how much that tells me. It's like, it looks like there's two ways that you can go about solving this, and I don't know how to prove which one is wrong. Let's imagine this whole thing were blue. This would go here. This would go here. And then, how would we light this up? I don't think you could. I think these two... Yeah, I think we can prove not these two. It's one here, one here, one here. There. So then that could get something. This goes here. This one here. That goes there. This goes here. This one left here. And just like I pictured it in my brain. This goes here. This goes here. Corner elimination here. One left here. One left here. One left here. And we're done. 10 minutes, 42 seconds, perfect score. Moving on to number 469 by Gacho. Very hard. It's a Sunday puzzle. Oops. Hopefully this doesn't take me too long. This has to be one of these two. This has to be one of these three. This has to be one of these four. So, we are allowed one light under here that, wait, hang on. I was going to say one light that doesn't, one light and what am I saying? Doesn't matter. So one of these two, one of these three, one of these four, one of these five, one of these six, and one of these six. Which means, I think since we have one squeezed in here, that gives us no leniency. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that need to be lit up by 6 rows available. So that eliminates all of these. And I think that means it has to be 2 of these. Or does it? I think it has to be one of these two. But I'm not sure how to provide the proof on that. Ow, my mouth. Ow. Uh, is it time for another heroin that gives you autism? Yeah, I think I'll just take one. This is only gonna get worse. Thank God they prescribed me more. Yummers. This has to be one of these two. This has to be one of these three. This has to be one of these four. This has to be one of these five. It has to be one of these six, and it has to be one of these six. So if we were to have something along the bottom here, then this would go here, this would go here, this would go here, this would go here, and this would go here. If it were to go here, this would 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 go here. Alright, let's look at these. Along the top. So this has to be one of these two. And this has to be one of these three. This has to be one of these four. This has to be one of these five. And this has to be one of these six. There's only five, so it doesn't really squeeze it as much. Wait, this can't go here. Right, okay, I missed all these. If this were to go here, this would go here. I think we can prove not here, because, that would mean neither of these. Yeah, okay. Neither of these could light both of these up. Which means this has to go here, I think. Yeah, because it's the only one left. And then there's one left here, one left here. This has to be lit up by that. This has to be lit up by that. This has to be lit up by that. And then there's one left here. Alright, and now all of these are squeezed in. Alright. That was a creative puzzle. I liked that one. Nice job, Gaicho. And I think that's all of them. Yeah, number 469. Alright, we're done. Hopefully see you Monday. If I don't keep forgetting this, but I'm in a lot of pain, so please forgive me.